Good afternoon, everyone. I would like to welcome all the attendees of this session. It's now time to introduce the speaker of the day, Dr. Pavitra Prakash Singh, Professor and Dean, School of Liberal and Creative Arts. He is having 28 years of experience in industrial teaching, research with entrepreneurial experience. In his career, he is having undertaken more than 162 academics and 7 consultancy projects. He has presented more than 50 research papers in various national and international conferences and seminars. He has credited 27 books and 100 research papers in Scopus and other reputed journals. For his excellent contribution, he has been honored with Manufacturing Association Faridabad Award 2014 by Governor of Haryana and Bharat Vidya Ceremony Award 2011 from Indian Council, New Delhi. He has visited Tanzania, Sri Lanka, and Pakistan for academics and research purpose. He has member and chairman of various boards and committee. He is regular speaker on various workshop and platform. Now, I would also welcome Dr. Vijay Kumar, Professor and Deputy Dean, School of Education. He has 20 years of experience in the field of teaching education. His research are focused in the area like emotional intelligence, self-regulated learning strategies, social disadvantaged group, academic monitoring and motivation. He has taught courses like education research and strategic, measurement and evaluation education technology, pedagogy of social science and education management and application of SPSS. He has guided more than 75 master students and 7 PhD scholars. He has published 116 research papers in journals and books. He has edited 2 books and presented 35 papers in national and international conference. I would also welcome Mr. Rishabh Sharma. He is an officer and area coordinator in Department of Types, North 1 in Division of Admission, Lovely Profession University. Now, I would like to hand over things to Dr. Pavitra Prakash Singh and Dr. Vijay Kumar, and it would be absolutely delight to listen to him. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Simrat. Uh, Good evening, everybody. We are here to discuss on the job prospects in education, the past, present, and future. I'm just going to give you a brief overview of the discipline, that how this discipline is evolving. Now, if we talk about the past things, we generally are thinking about in the way that everything is being taught into everybody in a similar way. And we are not having any kind of things where we are looking for to cater the diverse audiences. And as a result of the things, we are also not looking at the teaching as a scientific activity, and we are just doing the things in very simple way. The teaching is not very simple, and we are going into a different game, that in the 21st century we are looking into the education from whole different perspective. The things are moving, the things are changing, the things has encrypt into the way that technology is coming in a big way, and the teacher has been instrumental in not just giving a very knowledge of the discipline, but also the techno savviness of the students also has to be taken into consideration. Our change has become very vast. There is, if we talk about the education in our country, we have the government as well as the private coming into this sector, and there is a contribution of both the sectors into the education, whereas the government is spending less on the education with, and the private is coming in a big way, and the things are moving in a very fast manner in this technology oriented manner, and we are changing into a scenario wherein the education is thought up that we need to reskill again. Whatever we are learning today will be obsolete after 5 years. So as a result, the teaching is becoming a very demanding job in terms of the changing scenario that are coming up every day. And if we talk about the teaching as a job, we are finding there is a vast gap in our country itself in terms of the requirement of the teachers and the number of students on the roles. The pupil teacher ratio is very challenging. We are not finding the enough teachers in our sector. The governments are recruiting in a fast way, but even the private sectors are losing on the good teachers. So as a result, we are scenario wherein we have a very good scenario in terms of teaching as a job in the government as well as in the private sector. If we talk about the vacancies that are coming up, you can take any state in our country and there will be requirement of the teachers. And that's not in numbers, very small numbers, but in lakhs. If we take just the example of our largest state, it is having a shortage of around 3,23,577 teachers in on its roles. So these are all showing up a trend wherein teaching is being considered as an important aspect in the government area, and we are looking at more and more teachers recruitments in the government sector. As per our requirement, there are almost 7.2 lakh teaching vacancies in alone these 3 4 states, which are the a very good focus that can become in the times to come for the improvement of the education scenario. Now looking up in terms of that, there is a shortage of teachers, there is a change in the technology, there is ever evolving curriculum, and as a result, what type of challenges that are coming up in our in our day to day life, we are finding lot of things that are coming up, and this has resulted into changing scenarios, which is making up the children looking up into different areas. What are the different opportunities coming up, what type of stress things can come up, how we have to deal with those all through the socio emotional learning, making the your classroom into a student engagement oriented for the real world learning. We are making the children culturally responsive in this global world. So all things needed to be taken care of by the teachers only. And how do we can become into this scenario, okay, that's at that I am going to be a well groomed teacher who is going to take care of all these things, who will be able to handle all these challenges. Yes, I need to be trained on. I need to be trained on the how I will be able to use this technology, how I am going to use technology in making my teaching oriented in terms of games. I am going to look forward to make my learning more experiential by using of the augmented reality as well as the virtual reality. I need to go into the copyrights, I need to go into the publications, whether I am using everything in correct way, either I am not infringing on somebody's rights intellectual property. And as a result, we are into an area wherein the e-learning industry is also going into a big way, and as a result, the teacher is not just focused to be considered as a person in the classroom. A person can also sitting at his home can lead to a lot many people life changing habits, and as that going to be making up a total new phenomena coming into picture. And we are into a scenario wherein everything is coming up open, and we are looking into making the use of smart phones or the podcasting or different social media techniques that we are using to engage with different learners. So they are becoming as disruptive also, as well as they are also becoming the enabling factors also, and we need to look into all this, that how we are going to become trained for. The another aspect of the teacher is that teacher is not just focused into whether he is going into the classroom, but it is also taking the new forms as profiles. There are different profiles coming up from the industry as well as from the schools, as well as the organizational or group schools, that wherein we are not just looking at teachers in terms of those who can teach. We are looking them as the planners, we are looking them as writers, we are looking them as consultants, we are looking them as counselors, we are looking them as assessment experts. So there is starting from what we talk about as a teaching from the planning stage to the execution stage, the roles are becoming diverse, and as a result they are looking for more specialized kind of jobs, at which we have started with that teaching has become more oriented in terms of its specific aspect. We are not just taking into the teacher who is just teaching. And we need to talk about our upskilling, we need to talk about skilling, and there are different technology orientations which we need to go into, and this all orientation need to be utilized in our day-to-day environment and day-to-day use in our teaching, which may include the content, which may use the tools for pedagogy, which may use the intellectual property creation or the use of the social media. Everything is needed to be taken care of. So what future leads to us, and what how do we look into the future? If we talk about the e-learning industry, there is a vast increase in the e-learning industry. We are having if we just talk about in terms of money, whatever was the e-learning industry as in 2020 has gone proportionally very high on the ground, and in by financial year 2025 we will be having around 225 billion dollar of money coming into this sector alone. So as a result, we are finding that there is still a lot of scope into this area. Another aspect is that we need to talk about the pupil teacher ratio, we need to talk about the sustainable development goals, we need to increase our reach to the students with respect to increase in the number of schools, increase in the number of universities, increase in the number of because if we talk about in terms of numbers, we are still finding that there is lot many of our population which is not in the schools. So we need to take care of all of them, and we are going to, if we bring them into our system, definitely there will be more need for the teachers in the coming times. And this all is also going to give us such kind of scenario wherein we have the edtech companies which are coming up, and we are going to make more into this area. And there will be not just when we are thinking of teacher, we are not looking into the school, but we will be looking into the edtech companies wherein the government is also looking off that these companies will also be offering the teaching degrees. So, and if this is the scenario that is going to come up, we are also need to understand that this thing has to be transformational, and we have to incorporate and use technology in our day-to-day life. And that is the wherein our school of education is looking into to train and to make you future ready for the schools as well as for the e-learning industry that is coming in a big way. Thank you.
Screen sharing. Okay. You can do.
No more.
Okay. Dick, Dick.
No, no, no.
Uh, there is no screen sharing, I hope now. Are we visible? Simrat or someone? Simrat or
Yes, sir.
Rishabh?
Yes, sir.
Uh, we wish to remove the screen sharing and wish only we people to be there, both of us.
Rishabh, sir.
Okay, we'll try to do it
Yes,
from
ma'am.
our side. Kindly, is the screen shared or not?
No, no, sir.
No, sir.
That's that's great. That's great. We wanted that only. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. Vijay, thank you for sharing such a uh, enlightened delivery of what the education scenario is. Uh, let's begin the discussion because we are talking about a scenario which is called the job prospects in education sector. Vijay, since you have done your B.Ed, what kind of changes you have seen in the education sector or I'm talking about from the job perspective.
So when we have done the beard, if I just talk about it, it's not a very big, long back. We are just talking about 25 years back.
45.
And we at that time the teaching was just focused upon that the people are looking into that there is no guidance in terms of career orientation as a teacher. The people are just focused that is a government sector wherein we are going to get involved into as after doing B.Ed we need to go into the enter test and we are going into for a kind of a government job. There is no thinking about that we can look for some kind of industry which can hire us for some jobs. So this is one basic difference is was there.
So during your times, the focus was only the government job.
Only government job.
And
Yes.
Vijay, as you were saying that the uh, there must be entrance test at that very moment
Yes.
also.
Yes.
So there was a central entrance test at that moment.
Yes, that at
One
that time
combined.
it was a combined entrance test by the state government, and they used to allot the schools as per the preferences
As per.
of the teachers.
But now, can you tell us the scenario about the test? Because we'll come to the next thing later on because you have touched the test. So now, how the tests are happening? Each state is doing a test. That is it.
At present,
CTET or something. What is that?
CTET is the test that is being conducted after we complete our B.Ed program,
Okay.
and that is for the teacher eligibility, a certification that we have learned something good in our B.Ed program, and as a result, we are now competent to become teachers. So that is a central government job, central government examination, which is just to certify that a person is eligible to teach now.
So it's a certification of your eligibility that, like in law, we have the BCI,
BCI,
Bar
yes.
Council
Bar
of
Council exam.
India. They do a test the same way CTET is.
Same way CTET.
So CTET is by center, and each state also has.
There are some states those who do a separate exam,
Separate.
but otherwise most of them are taking up the central exam itself.
CTET as the
As
certification.
one country.
Any name that comes to your mind of the state which is doing a separate TET exam?
For example, there is a this Gujarat TET,
Gujarat.
then Haryana TET,
They
Himachal
do a
TET,
separate TET also?
even Punjab TET.
Okay, they do a separate test.
Separate.
And for that, you need to be domicile of that particular state?
Yes, domicile of that.
Okay. So that's the scenario. Coming back to the original question, the scenario you are talking about in the olden times, you were more concerned about the government job. Now that brings to the offspring of this question. How the scenario of job prospects has changed today. There are more opportunities in the private sector.
Yes, today there are more opportunity in the private sector. We are even earlier, if we talk about just the private schools are very minuscule, and the salary structures were not very attractive, and one person is constrained to go for the government job. But herein now a scenario wherein the private sector is booming, and there are the salaries are very huge and attractive. And if we talk about in just one simple way, today in private sector, we have the opportunity of starting from 20,000 to 3 crore.
Oh,
That is the package that has gone into, and therein otherwise there is the industry also coming up, which is looking for the education graduates, and they are hiring for a similar kind of a jobs in an online space.
okay.
For
So
example,
talking about the rather than the physical brick and mortar kind of a school system, you are talking about a virtual school where
virtual
they are
school.
teaching online.
They are teaching online for the companies I had shown in my
Yeah, I
slides. The Vedantu,
yeah,
Byju's,
edtech kind of a
Unschool,
company.
edtech companies.
That's
They
a
are
new term they are using. For
using the term tutor for the teacher.
Okay.
Similarly, they are using the term instructor. They are using the term subject matter expert. They are using the term counselor, and they have specified the separate roles which the teacher is doing in a particular school. And as a result, the profiles are different. Then they have further made a planning part of the aspect into coming up as a content writer, as a instructional designer, as instructional planner.
Okay.
So as a result, the things have moved into a more specialized domain
So
in the
in the
private sector.
earlier way, earlier times, if I am getting, correct me if I am wrong, in the earlier times there was a single teacher teaching science. Now the kind of a scenario you are talking about, first of all, we have moved it from a government to a private sector. Also, the scenario has opened, widened, and then within the private sector, let's say for a purpose of physics teacher, there may be a physics instructor, there may be a physics planner kind of a thing. So
Instruction
the
planner.
same instruction planner. So you are talking about the physics teacher job, which was done by one person
One
earlier,
person.
is now divided into many.
Yes.
And so the job opportunities have increased many
Increased.
folds.
Many.
First is from physical to e-space we are moving, and from physical e-space we are talking about the wavelength of jobs have
Jobs.
increased. The
Yes.
kind of a job profiles have also increased. So that means if I'm talking about, although that's not a very good question to ask, but everyone can't be topper. So someone must be the last and someone may be the topper. So that means there is an opportunity for the last one also in this e space you are talking about.
Yes.
Maybe he can go to a counseling or
Because
something.
if we generally see, a teacher is one who is able to explain, paraphrase, imagine the words, and will be able to do the things in a simpler way for a particular audience. But when we talk about, all people are not have the
All.
same
Yeah, very good.
characteristics, and somebody may be good in writing the things, so he may be taken up as a content writer job. And if somebody is able to create something, he is able to assess people more effectively, so he can take the role of assessment expert, preparing question items for different
Very right.
subjects. Similarly, a person
So
who
that's
is
another job opportunity to talk about, or deciding only the question papers.
designing only the question paper,
Good.
that for
Very
this
good.
particular topic, what type of questions can be there for different levels of thinking. So again, we have the scenario of that somebody who is not shy of going it, but he is a good planner, so he can think of the taking up the role of instruction planner.
So that means
So
you are opening the chance of not the extrovert but also the
also the
introvert.
introverts.
Introvert people who are shy of going in public may take the back seat, but still have
Still
a good earning kind
good
of a
earning.
thing as the package you are talking about. Vijay, as you are heading this school of education over here at LPU, uh, do you provide some kind of a skills for such kind of a dynamic environment as you are talking about? And if there, first of all, I'd like to know one or two skills, and then how are you providing, if possible?
For example, when we talk about the instruction planning, today we are expecting the child not to prepare the
I
lesson
think you are
plans.
using instruction planning again and again. Can you elaborate instruction planning once again for everyone?
Instruction planning is a term that we use, that how a particular topic need to be taught to a particular audience. Now, we have a gifted children, we need to think about that a difficulty level of teaching should be at
Okay.
another level. But when we have as children of normal aspects, how we are going to give them that particular content. So
Okay.
there will be a totally different, and the assessment pattern is going to be different.
Okay.
The pedagogy or the way of giving proposing the content will also be going to
Okay.
be different.
Okay.
So that is the instruction planner's job. So he is going to talk about that what type of objectives will be there for this particular content, how these content are related to different level of thinking, what real life learning will be coming out of that, how that real life learning is going to be assessed for that particular child. And if we talk about the personality of a child, we are talking about the knowledge in terms of cognitive, that is knowledge, then we talk about the skills, then we talk about the value system. So every content that we are teaching is always talked about from the knowledge, skills, and the attitudes point of view. So we talk about that what attitudes the child is going to earn, imbibe from this, what skills he is going to learn, what knowledge he is going to learn.
So
This is one
whole of the
aspect.
planning goes for it. That
Goes for
and
it.
whole of the planning is done by the instruction planner as well.
Instruction
Then
planner.
there must be an instruction planning deliverer also, who you are
Who
talking
is
about a
going?
tutor.
Yes,
So that's a term tutor kind of a thing.
that's the tutor.
So do you prepare our students for that also?
We prepare the students to plan this aspect. Otherwise, we are going to with the specialized instruction planning also, where we talk about that to teacher to get himself trained for writing the lesson plans for value based teaching,
Okay.
for the model based teaching, that how a concept attainment can be there, how to present the advanced organizer. So these different ways, we are generally talking about Herbartian lesson plan, that was the older way of teaching, but now we are training them to constructivist way of
Okay.
instruction planning. So that
What
that
is
is the
constructive way of planning?
That is the new methodology of learning, because that we talk about the social situation. Okay, that in this environment, because the most of the time we are learning on online, that is social learning, that is also the social media. Yeah. That has come out from this constructivist approach only. But the thing is that when whatever we learn, that we learn in our social environment. So the teacher task is to create a social environment in the class wherein the people are learning from each other's background, for each other's knowledge, and that kind of a learning, what we talk about a constructivist classroom, and whatever the pedagogies that we are going to plan in such scenario will be called as the constructivist lesson plan pedagogies.
So the that means you are preparing students, you are imbibing certain skills to them, you are preparing them, you are grooming them and everything. Uh, uh, does your university or our university, does it constrain any kind of subject pedagogy, or we are open to all kind of pedagogies? I'm talking about in the scenario of commerce, science, and humanities, which you were discussing with me yesterday.
We are offering all pedagogies, starting from social science, English, Hindi languages, English, Hindi, Punjabi, similarly mathematics, and then we have the sciences therein. Again, we have the pedagogy of physics, chemistry, biology, botany, like that.
And you are preparing
History,
our
geography.
students for this dynamic kind of a word you have talked about.
We talk about for the
all the
virtual lesson
subjects,
plans
all the
also.
all the. Okay. And your students are present on social media also.
Yes.
They are doing some kind of a tutoring.
They are
Like
doing.
once you are the litmus test is once we deliver something, once we teach something, and we assume student has learned. Now he must deliver. So delivery in a controlled environment is different, but delivery when it goes into uncontrolled environment is actually the litmus test. So the point which I wish to make is, are your students doing some kind of a real online teaching on a payment base also?
Yes, we, as for example, if I just talk about the final year students of our this batch, also they are doing the proctoring side by side as a earn by learn opportunity. They are doing it during their free times, and I would like to name that VBox. They have that is company name is VBox, wherein our students are doing the job. Apart from that, our previous students are engaged into different e-learning companies that like Byju's, Unacademy, like the Topper, like the Physics Wala. Everywhere in all companies, we have our students. Those who
So
are
in the
working
past batches, your students are over there.
are working
And
there.
Vijayji, when you were sharing this last point, somehow I heard a word earn while learn. You were talking about. What is that kind of a concept you are talking about? That you
We are providing the students an opportunity in terms of invigilations, in terms of that is physical by the school systems. We are providing them consultancy projects wherein they are going to prepare the lesson plans. Similarly, they are doing the proctoring jobs, and as a result, apart from their learning, they are able to get them sustained in this campus, wherein they are that gives a feeling of motivation. Okay, yes, I have learned something in my program, and I am able to use that during my studies only, and I am earning.
so money makes the mayor go. You are trying to
That's right.
make them learn the importance of money. Okay, Vijayji, I think you have already touched the avenues of new avenues of education sector by talking about edtech and others. There is one more concept which I think we both have given a workshop in the earlier past also, multilingualism in new education policy. So from that, I'd like to ask you two things. One is what is NEP? Does it change the scenario of education? Will the scenario of education increase and expand? And in that light, can you share something?
One
What is NEP and what is the impact of NEP on education sector? Will it be better one for us?
NEP is going to change the preparation of teachers. The job of teachers is not going to change, but yes, the we will be more precise with respect to the learners that we are going to take care.
Precise means there are levels of learners now
Yes,
we are
there
deciding.
will be levels of learner, the foundational level, the classes from kindergarten, nursery to second class.
Okay.
There will be a separate set of teachers.
Okay.
Similarly, there will be middle stage, primary stage.
Okay.
That teacher will be separate,
Okay.
means into the teacher will be totally having a different methodology of teaching for those children.
Very good.
Similarly, the secondary level 9 to 12, this nomenclature has been given by the NEP, and wherein we are talking about not the a teacher who is going to be taken care for all levels.
All the
Now
levels.
there will be a specialized teacher who is going to teach a specific set of
Very
learners.
good. Very good.
So
So a special set of, so that means they will be you will be preparing the student learner or the teacher learner or the teacher trainee as normally we call in our education sector for a specific set of audience where they'll be catering. So they'll be more focused, better kind of.
better kind of.
So as such, NEP definitely it may increase the. And what about multilingualism? We have been
Multilingualism is the just a focus of the government. As a result, that we as a India as a whole is having a population wherein number of languages are spoken. We have the apart from English, Hindi, which is we are talking about, we have children coming up from all different backgrounds and all different mother tongues, and it is just a proposition that teacher must be well versed with at least 2 3 languages, and so that he may be able to take care of the children from those perspectives. And whatever the for example, if we talk about in the state of Punjab, we have a Punjabi as a mother tongue. So the child must be able to relate that whatever we speak up in Punjabi, how does those words are coming up in Hindi or in the English language. So that multilingualism will help the learner more better to understand what the teacher is teaching, and teacher will be able to understand about the learner that what is his basic understanding of the things.
Vijayji, let's come back to the second question again, which I asked was, what are the avenues and the skills? You talked about the virtual kind of a tutoring, but are corporate also hiring educationists for their content making or something, or websiters also asking something like that?
Everybody, they are for example, corporates require the trainers
Right.
for their the skilled force or the sales jobs force or the HR people. For them they require the
Maybe the
corporate
life
trainers,
skills also.
anything. And for life skills they hire the persons, and those who are going to graduate into the corporate sector, and they generally do the management programs, and along with that they have the skills for teaching, so they will be having the job of corporate training. So that is the
And
again area wherein the people can go for
And I have heard in the recent past that corporates are moving that for their SOPs or manual makings, they are hiring the
hiring people.
educationists
Yes,
because they assume. So that's also another
all
option.
that is the just a
Content.
writing job,
Ji.
and it has a different role because a different set of SOPs for everything that we
Correct.
find in our day-to-day routine. We are having the manuals, instruction manuals. Those instruction manuals are prepared by the instructional designers.
Very right.
So that job is a specific kind of that how to present, how to make it more easier for the user. So as a result, that job is also available for the
So the domain
jobs.
of teacher is increasing.
Increasing.
Earlier he was only in school. Now you have taken him to virtually,
Virtual,
and then you are
as
talking
well as
about
to
corporate. You are talking about website, content developer, and all that. And as you are saying, you have been providing all these skills. Vijay, let's come to one or two question more. We have often heard of United Nations SDGs. So, and life skills. These are two important things which we hear it in education sector more or less. Uh, what kind of scenarios of learning SDGs is there in your department? How you give it in your school, or how you imbibe the life skills in this?
the
Do some community projects or something?
NEP itself is the result of the government signing of the Sustainable Development Goals, and as a world we aspire that we must reach to these goals by 2030. And as a teacher, we must know about what Sustainable Development Goals are. So, as in our curriculum, we have made the community projects as a part of our study, and we make ask the students to go into the community, study the problems, and try to align that what type of targets of any particular sustainable goal that we can cater to that particular audience. So the our students go into the community, into different places in their hometowns, in their in and around the Bhagwada city, around the LPU, and there where they are able to contribute to one or the other sustainable development
SDG
goal.
goal.
For example, the quality education is the one
Very right.
sustainable goal, a sustainable development goal, wherein our children go to the areas where they are taking up the children, small children, and they are identifying their weaknesses in the learning and trying to rectify them, and so that the student may be able to have a happy learning in the school. Similarly, they are going into the inclusive education, wherein they are taking up the different learners of different diverse backgrounds and try to take solve their problems, that how they can be mainstreamed. So such kind of things we are taking up in our curriculum, wherein we are touching up the sustainable development goals
As well as through the community development
through
project.
the community
And
development
what about
programs.
life skills?
That is the, again we are having one course on workshop on life skills, wherein we are trying to make the children learn about the creative thinking, how to take the stress into different situation, how to they can think about the creative aspects, and how they need to have the children do the creative things. So we are training the teachers for 4 5 skills on critical thinking, on creative writing, on stress management, all these things, so that they may be able to imbibe these skills in their children.
So needless to say, when we are talking about is your students are well placed, the past batches or the current batches, they are involved in e-tutoring world. Your students are well placed in brands of physical schools and all that, and you are preparing them for community and all that. I hope the widening NEP is not controlling, but it is expanding the horizon of teachers. And as very rightly you have said, the job opportunities do not stay to school to tutor. It moves to content writing. It moves to website. It goes to manual making. Goes to everything and elsewhere. Um, uh, one one last thing. I hope we are preparing our students very well for job opportunities. I'll not ask you to give your secret of how you are doing, but you can very easily tell us that what kind of a do you provide any special uh, training to our students for getting the placement or internship or exposure to that? I do not expect you to give us the secret spices or recipe, but still, if you wish to, you can
Just
tell.
I just want to assure our audience that at LPU we are very focused to provide you the placements after you complete your program.
I'm asking this because I've seen you taking that classes by myself. Last term, I think you were taking that preparation classes. So I'm more concerned if you can.
We just make the things focused, that within the first 2 semesters our students should be able to qualify the teacher eligibility test. That is the first and foremost that we try to focus upon. Then further we try to make them more oriented toward the skills, and we prepare them fully about that what job opportunities are available, and how those job opportunities are there, identifying the different profiles, what skill sets are required for those profiles, and how we can prepare
Prepare them.
ourselves. And because uh, starting from if I just talk about the B.Ed program, we have 2 years. So when the child comes to know about in his first semester that this is the opportunities, that I can go into the diverse area, he is able to, according to his interest, according to his aptitude, he is able to identify that. And the further goal sheet he creates, that during my this particular 2 year stay at the university, how I am going to groom myself in order to go into that particular job profile, wherein the social connect is requirement, the CV building is requirement, certifications are requirement, or the communication skills are requirement, or the communication aspects are required. So whatever the skill set is required, he is well clear that this is my different skill sets and how much I am able in proficient in those skills. And he
What is his
by
scope
the
of
end of
improvement? And by the end of it, he achieved.
by the end of it he by putting his sincere efforts, he is able to have the goal achievement, and we are. That's why we say that we are
and
placement
and I
focused.
think you have already there were news that majority of your students who are in your B.Ed, they have appeared for CTET and they have cleared
90%.
90%.
90% is the our achievement rate with respect to
Congratulations to
our
you, Dr.
CTET
Vijay, for
qualification.
such kind of a consistent achievement. We have been seeing it in the past 2, 3 years. 3 years you have been doing that. Thank you from our side, Sidharji. If audience have any questions, we'll like to, rather than me, Dr. Vijay, he will like to take the questions.
Thank you so much,
Or
sir, for
please.
sharing your valuable insights and expertise with us. So, I want to request Rishabh, sir, to be on screen. Over to you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Simrit ma'am. Further, I would like to extend my regard to Dr. PP Singh and Dr. Vijay Kumar Shetty ji. I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, sir.
Right. So, without taking much of time, I would like to share with you all today about accreditations and the fee structure of the program and important dates. So, let's start with the presentation part. Firstly, it gave me immense pleasure to inform you all that LPU is now NAC grade A++ with 3.68 score on 4-point scale. It is the best score in first round among all the private and government universities. If we talk about accreditations, we have ICAR, NAC, UGC, as well NCTE, Bar Council of India, Council of Architecture, then we have Institute of Town Planners. List is long. You can have a look. If we talk about ranking, World University with real impact ranked LPU second. We talk about total ranking of institutions of innovation achievements. LPU has been ranked third. If we talk about LPU create history, 12 out of 13 LPU students won Olympic medals in all gold, silver, and bronze. We talk about LPU for winning historic National Sports Award, Maulana Abdul Kalam Azad Sports Trophy 2023, first runner-up, awarded by Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports, Government of India. Our students won medals during the 19th Asian Games. Neeraj Chopra gold medal in javelin throw, Abhishek gold medal in archery. List is long. You can have a look at all these achievements. If we talk about exposure, LPU successfully hosted 106th Indian Science Congress, which was inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, His Holiness Dalai Lama in LPU campus, then President Shri Pranab Mukherjee with Mr. Hamid Karzai, and our Chancellor Dr. Ashok Kumar Mittal ji, Member of Parliament, then Finance Minister late Shri Arun Jaitley ji, Venkaiah Naidu ji, Gohar Gopal Das. Many of celebrities also visit LPU campus. You can have a look. MS Dhoni, Sonam Kapoor, Prabhu Deva, Ranbir Kapoor, Akshay Kumar. LPU is also having a world record on its name for highest number of people doing Bhangra at a single venue. Few glimpse of the infrastructure, 2,500 the capacity of indoor auditorium, Shanti Devi Mittal Auditorium, labs, library. We also have Unimall. You can get all the basic needs from here. Gymnasium is there, bowling area is there. We also have 50-bedded hospital in university campus. So, lush green campus. You can have a look, a night view of lovely professional university campus. We also have indoor stadium facility. Badminton is there, shooting range is there, basketball court is there, squash is there. We also have Olympic size swimming pool outside view of indoor stadium. Now let's go live. Let's discuss the eligibility, fee structure of the program. For that, to check all these details, all you have to do is you need to go to www.lpu.in. Here you need to go to admissions. Under admissions, if you are 12th aspirant, you can also go for B.Ed program. uh, Otherwise, after graduation also you can go for B.Ed program. If let's select this regular program after 12th, and then we need to click on education. After that, there you will see there are two options: integrated BA B.Ed or integrated BSc B.Ed. So as I have selected integrated BA B.Ed, duration of this program is 4 years and 8 semesters are there. Eligibility of this program is you need minimum 50% marks in your 10 plus 2, and 5% relaxation is there for SC or ST or BC applicants. If we talk about the fee structure of this program, fees for this program is 30,000 rupees per semester, and examination fees is 4,500 rupees per semester. If we talk about the important dates, online registration for this program already started from 16th of October 2023. Last date of admission is 15th of March for this particular program. Now there will be a question in your mind that how to apply for this particular program. If you want to take admission in LPU, all you have to do is you need to go to admission.lpu.in, or there is an option apply now. You can click here also. Otherwise, you can note the direct link, that is admission.lpu.in. Here you need to register yourself with your name, email ID, mobile number, state, city, gender, qualification, and interested discipline would be education. And once you register yourself, then you can take admission. Your proper login will be there. You will get all your credentials through message and email. Minimum provisional fees to be paid is 15,000 for this program, and that will be no any extra cost. That will be part of your program fees only. Now, further, I would like to inform you that if you want to connect with us for further webinars, upcoming webinars, you can we have our own webinar page. Here you can register yourself for all the upcoming webinars. You can check and register as per your interest. And if you want to check the recording of the webinars under past webinar, you can check the recordings as well for all the webinars. How to go to this page? Under admissions, on the extreme left you will see that there is an option LPU webinars. There you need to click, and from there you will be guided to this page. Here you can register for upcoming webinars as well as past webinars. You can check the recordings of past webinars. I hope I have cleared all the important information regarding the eligibility fee structure. So over to you, Simrit ma'am.
So experts, your year of research, your depth of understanding the topic, and your ability to present the topic in such an interesting way, one of the most wonderful afternoon for all the attendees. On the behalf of all the attendees of this webinar, I would like to thank you for your insightful presentation. Hopefully, the attendees found this webinar valuable and will be able to utilize the information provided in this webinar to take a better decision regarding your admissions. I am obliged and once again thankful to Dr. Pavitra Prakash Singh and Dr. Vijay Kumar and Mr. Rishabh Sharma for strengthening this platform. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
कोई question?